Okay, wanted to shoot a quick video just to kind of do a rundown of this year's display setup. As you can see here, we have the same power panel that we used last year. Again, just with 4 20 amp breakers. It's coming off of a 220 50 amp feed, breaks it out from there. Again, just kind of like to keep things locked, to keep wandering arms and curiosity out of things they don't belong into. This year, one of the newer components is that you saw them in the pictures, but we did window frames this year to make deployment of the all the border lights a little bit easier. We have 3 sets of C9 strings around each of the main windows. We got a red set, a clear set, and a green set. And as you can see here, this is the first controller that the display hits. This is the one that runs all the lights that you see on the porch. We're running a fair amount of amperage on this one. I think this controller is pulling about 14 amps with all the lights on, mainly because it's driving all the C9 strings that you see here. Yes, and you'll notice that there's still some Cat 5 running in and out of this controller. What I decided to do, since this one was the controller's actually set closest on the porch, was that the dongle feed is coming in on this cable here, and then we're using the DMX output too. Now on the newer LEs, the second DMX out is actually what you might call a powered DMX out or an amplified DMX out. It's basically like the splitter would be, except the splitter's been combined onto this board. And this DMX out 2 actually goes out. See the camera? You can see it there in the tree, and that is our wireless transmitter. So again, we're going from the dongle to the first controller, from the powered out all the way up about 10 foot high up into the tree there. And the transmitter at that location gives us a good line of sight to all the other controllers that you'll see here in a moment. Let me just, got my keys. Let's take a quick walk here. And this year, for the bushes in the front, we went with the CDI LED net lights, and these actually turned out quite well, and I mean quite well. At night they look good, and the camera just doesn't do them justice. As you can see here, we have a LE inside of its enclosure, and again, all you'll see is power, again, because all the communications are being done via wireless this year. If you remember last year, we used SSR4s. Well, we changed them out with the LEs, because what I wanted to do and have done is use the light correcting curves. And if you remember, what the light curves allow us to do is to intermix normal incandescent lights with LEDs and get them to fade and react the same. So you're not doing a chase sequence and then have to manually go in your software and tweak your chase sequence to get them to behave well. And the controller takes care of all that for us. And we did something a little different this year with our sleigh and our reindeer, as you see here. We are driving the sleigh and the reindeer with the SSR4s. Remember, we used these guys last year. Very nice, very compact little 4-channel controllers. They are these are being used as DMX controllers, but with the one addition is that we have these modified to use the wireless transmitters, or sorry, wireless receivers that you see there. Again, helps us to eliminate the need to have to run Cat 5 cable all over the yard. Makes setup really, really nice and quick. Now we want and put the deers that you can see here on the PVC to kind of get them up off the ground and get them at hedge level, so that way as visitors are driving across the yard, or if they're parked and kind of watching the show, then you don't lose sight of them if you're too close. And again, we have another LE, which is driving the 14 channels that make up the front hedge that you see there. And you'll see our normal Tune 2 sign, which is out there. And this year, we have added 2 more of the 6-foot trees that we had last year. And the configuration on these trees are the same, with the exception that you'll notice that this particular 6-foot tree is made up of red and green CDI LED strings. So we have 12 red and 12 green being driven by 2 LE controllers. One controller's handling the 12 red, the other one's handling the 12 green. And you'll see a little bit of Cat5 cable here, and that's because of the globe at the top is running CDI RGB pixels. And you'll see the communications line for it running down into the power supply for the pixels. And you'll see some DMX feed coming off the controller there and going into the power supply. And that's because of the let's see here. I'm going to pause it here and then open the box and restart this video.